Gina Delaney. Thanks.
Hi everyone. It's absolutely brilliant now to be here today. So, as Catherine was saying, we're going to just talk about the governance structures. And to me, you know, governance structures, I kind of feel like, oh no, is it time to shut off now? But I'm going to try and make it as interesting as my predecessor, Michael Ryan, would have made it. So, without having to do a dance or a song or a jig or anything. So, I'm going to try and make it very interesting, and really, you know, when we talk about the governance structures, it's just, you know, how does it work? And the reason why it's important to look at how does it work is because we have to, for those people who are involved with ARI and recovery, you know, for a number of years now, it's no harm just to remind ourselves on how it works. For those who are just getting involved, you know, maybe there's people who don't know exactly how it works, and actually it's just amazing to have people in the room maybe who are just getting to know it, and maybe this is one of your first events for ARI, and you're more than welcome. And it really is about having new people coming along all the time, because we talk about that, you know, another word, capacity building, and what does that mean? And it just means really that we're not relying on the same people all the time, that we're continually growing and developing. So, to look at the overview of Advancing Recovery in Ireland from our strategy, Advancing Recovery in Ireland is it's a HSE national initiative aimed at bringing about organisational and cultural change in mental health services necessary to support our services in becoming more recovery orientated. So it recognises that a true partnership between those who use the service and those who provide our services provides better outcomes than care driven by one party alone. So breaking that down then, it's a HSE national initiative, and why is that important? Well, to make changes, you know, the best way to make change is to make it from the inside. So that's what we're doing with ARI. Organisational and cultural change, again, kind of, you know, what does that mean? Well, it just means that we're moving and shifting from kind of, you know, the usual way of doing things and of carrying out our work, and we're moving to a more recovery focused way. Supporting services, so a large part of what ARI does is we support the development of recovery focused services. Achieved then through collaboration, partnership and co-production. So again, these are words that we're hearing a lot lately: collaboration, partnership, working together. But co-production, it's about true equality, that, you know, that we're all sitting down really as part of a team and working together. And we've seen that work well. I hope everybody in the room has had experience where that has worked well, and wow, what a difference. I know I experienced it late one night in Kilkenny in a place called the Hole in the Wall. You can ask Claire or Fiona or Paddy or Margaret about how that night ended up in co-production, but that was my best experience of co-production to date. And then supported through IMROC, so implementing recovery through organisation change. Say that again, Claire?
Finance by
so yeah, just how true co-production could really work. And then becoming an ARI site. Okay, so how does a site become an ARI site? Well, it's through the agreement of the area management team. So it all has to be supported through the area management team. And when we say supported, we don't mean in a loose sense, we mean in its truest sense, where there's area management representation on the recovery committee. So the establishment then of the recovery committee within the area, and here we have two areas, CHO1 and CHO2. And the recovery committee, and the importance of having those local groups as well within that, because local people will know exactly what it's like to use the service, to have a family member who does, or to work in the service, and they'll be able to identify those strengths and areas for improvement. Through the ARI Engagement Day then, that's exactly how you're going to do that. So getting the people who might be interested to come along to that day and just find out exactly what people want. Auditing then, so auditing, well, what is working well, what do we have out there, and then identifying the objectives that we want to achieve. So what are the things that we want to change, what are the things we want to build on, and testing then the recovery initiatives. So seeing, well, did it work and how did it work and why didn't it work as well as we wanted it to? And then mainstreaming, so making it become business as usual. So that's kind of just to go through then, that's the 4 stages really that ARI identified for organisational change. So capacity building, working with the people who are interested in being involved, so people who've used the services, people who provide the services, family members and the wider community and community organisations. Recovery planning, what's going well, what needs to go better. Recovery actions then, how are we going to get there, and recovery service, so making it business as usual, so that it's not one thing that you can access if you live over here but they've never heard about it over here. So working together then, so again, it's partnership, it's collaboration, it's co-production, and really that is about respecting, so it's true valuing, true equality, truly respecting the people that we're working with, and I mean all stakeholders there, and we do that through then working alongside the area management teams, with service reform funds, with the recovery committees, and through the local and area forums that have been established through mental health engagement at the moment. And then national ARI team supports. So what are the supports that can be offered to the recovery committees through ARI? So it's around supporting and consultation around key stages of the recovery orientation, planning, development and implementation. Again, so what does that mean? That really means when you're coming up against those obstacles that you're facing, when you're sitting down together in your group, how do you overcome them, and how can we support you to do that? Usually we do it, days like today are a good way of learning, well, what have other people done and how have they made it work for them? Learning sets then, so again today is a great way of coming together and learning from other people. It's all about networking, it's about sharing that information and stealing those ideas from back to your own area. Also then, so on-site and telephone consultancy support. We have a number of our consultants who are here today, came down yesterday and were working on an ARI information leaflet. So, building up the resources that we can offer to areas to just really, I suppose, expand the knowledge and information that people have about recovery. Train the trainer for recovery principles and workshops. So, how do we spread the word of recovery throughout the services and make sure that teams are working in a recovery focused way and support staff to do that? So recovery principles and practices workshops are a great way just to provide that space for staff to come together and have the conversation about, well, how do we work in a recovery focused way and what can we do to improve how we work together? And then most recently then we're training trainers to provide the facilitations training. So again, it's building up the skills and developing learning potential for people who have used our services and family members and have become part of ARI. And then the non-wage stakeholder reimbursement funding, so to make sure that we have, again, true equality, people sitting around the table, that they really feel like that their time has been valued and that their experiences and expertise has been valued. Leadership development, we've spoken about that. The advantage of the leadership development is that it's really, it's valuing what people are bringing. The disadvantage is that, then people become employed through other areas, and it's a disadvantage to us because we're losing such valuable people, but we're gaining them in other ways. And again, it's just valuing what people have brought to it, and then further development and going on then to get employment from that, which is really the ultimate goal. I think it's really amazing that you can say, look what has happened as a result of this. Networking opportunities and a collaborative approach then with voluntary organisations, regular liaison then with stakeholders, and recovery resources. As I said, we're developing the information leaflet yesterday, and supporting CHO areas then in advancing their service reform fund actions. So priorities, just to talk about as well, so continuing to progress recovery, so be it nationwide, through making sure that we have commitment from the area management teams, that we have leads in place, that we have protected time for the leads to do what they need to do, because yes, recovery should be how we do it, it should be everyday work, but there's also that bit of work to establish those processes in place, and we need leads who can do that and carry out that work. Recovery education, again, as I've spoken about, that is a priority to develop the message of recovery and how we all feel about recovery and how we're going to work in a recovery-focused way. Liaise then with key partners, so working alongside the Office for Mental Health Engagement, the Irish College of Psychiatry, developing a position paper on recovery, Mental Health Commission, voluntary sector, etc. Guidance documents then, so the National Recovery Framework, and Michael's going to talk about that. It's one of the most important documents, in my opinion, for the year, and we will be working alongside Michael in supporting that and the implementation of that. We're very excited about that, and we have the 3 guidance documents then to go along with that, so recovery education, family guidance document and co-production. And Michael Norton is here as well, peer support worker, and he's supporting us to work on that. And communications, every organisation needs to work on communication and getting that information out to people. So I think communication worked extremely well on organising today's event. We have more people than we even realised were going to come today. So there's an example of communication working really well. And the website, newsletter, Twitter, all those things are just really valuable and important in spreading the word of recovery. So I suppose just, we're all here for a different reason today. Each person here, we're all here for that broad reason of recovery. We're all interested in recovery. But we're all here because we have different experiences along that path. So I just hope that from today, that myself and Catherine really want you to be able to get something from that, take something away from today that you can bring to your area. We're all here for a reason today, and we just want everybody to be able to get something from that. So make sure that you utilise the networking today, talk to people, and that's it. Just enjoy your day. Thank you very much.